Microfinance? I hate you. Listen, okay, listen to this. It has been a long couple of days. I am going on 4 days with no sleep, driving nonstop across the country. I am $56 million in debt. I owe money to a loan shark that has actual sharks. Hungry sharks. Are you seriously asking me to take time out of my very limited schedule to teach you about microfinance? Screw it. All right, fine. No. Okay? Look, I'll teach you about microfinance, but we're not doing any of this cutaway crap. Fine. Guess that's okay. We're multitasking too. This is just a pit stop, okay? Mikey's got places to be. Come on. So, back in the 70s, there was this guy named Yunus. Now, before Yunus, no poor person was really able to get a loan from any of the banks because it just didn't make sense to give them to them because they didn't think they'd be able to get their money back. That's a step. Okay, but Yunus thought differently. Yunus saw that if you gave a small loan to any of these people that are in the impoverished bracket, they would be able to use that money to spend it on important emergencies and to expend their enterprises for things that would improve their income. So, Yunus created the Grameen Bank, which was the first ever microfinance institution, or as we're going to call it going throughout this video, MFI. Now these MFIs are going to be really important. They are what gives the money to these impoverished communities and improves their microfinance. But how do they do that? Let's find out. So, there's basically two ways that microfinance is structured. The first way is what we call group lending. The second way is what we call individual lending. Now, both have their good benefits and their weaknesses. Group lending is great for these rural communities because what it does is it gives one big loan to about 5 or 6 people. And if one person defaults on that loan, no one is going to get any credit and there's going to ruin their whole livelihood in the future. Now, that builds a good group pressure mentality. It doesn't make sure anyone defaults on their loan, otherwise you're screwing over a lot of people that you're very close to. It also saves a lot of money on organizing and managing and handling these accounts because it's more people grouped into one account. The other process is individual lending. Now, this one is for more individual one-person groups that are living in maybe more urbanized areas where the community isn't as strong. Now, this is usually reserved for the bigger loans, say upwards of $2,000. Because of this, it requires a lot more managing, a lot more understanding, so it's a little costlier, but because it's a higher loan, there's going to be a bigger return on your investment, and that's why people usually use that one for the higher stakes. There is a third one called the bank lending model. It's a little new though, but it's starting to take off. Basically that one, the money comes directly from the bank, so it's the bank's loan. And the MFI is responsible for managing and handling all the communications between the bank and the lender. Now, this one's great because we're getting a lot more money. It's going to be a lot more people that can get their funding. However, we're losing the autonomy. It's the bank's decision on who they give the loan to. So it starts to go away from more altruistic goals to more sustainability, which in the end is going to only harm the poor people. Good. Now, we know how it works, but why do we do it? Well, it's quite simple. Microfinance gives access to these poor communities these very important financial tools, which is savings, credit, and insurance. Now, why are these important? Well, when you save, you're able to provide for your family. You can look forward to those emergencies knowing you have some money in the bank to cover them. You're giving access to credit, which is the most important tool to get out of poverty, because there's a lot of things that having a loan can pay for that you can use to advance yourself. You're creating jobs because you are empowering these local businesses to expand and hire more people. You're empowering an overlooked community because, fun fact, 95% of people that receive microfinance loans are women. We are helping these communities, and it's very important to keep doing this because it's going to help them advance themselves. It's going to assuage the pressures of being impoverished, and it's going to expand businesses and enterprises to get these horrible communities out of poverty and into trouble. Just like Mikey here. You know, times are tough, but luckily I am going to get myself a flight to Ecuador. Oh. You know how much a flight to Ecuador costs? That's, But it's okay, because Mikey's been saving himself, and he's got a little secret stash over here. And he's going to use this money, just like microfinance, to get himself out of trouble. All right, let's give it a look here. Oh, sounds nice and heavy. Just like 10 grand. This is why I don't go to Christmas with my cousins. Okay. Mike is going to Ecuador the long way. Now, we know how it works and why it does good things. But I want to address the most important question. Why should we care? Well, I'm here to let you know. There are plenty of great things about investing in microfinance and getting involved. First off, there are millions of people that use microfinance daily. That is an entire market of people that are willing to need that money that you could give them if you got involved. Secondly, it is a horribly untapped market. A lot of people are opposed to microfinance because they think that it's not going to work because poor people don't pay back their loans. Because of that, there's not a lot of business involved, so if you invest, you are getting in on this untapped industry. And to assuage that idea that people can't pay back their loans, it is actually only 1 to 5%, depending on the country, of poor people that will default on that loan. So the chances that you're going to lose your investment is tiny. Now, it's also important because if you don't give your money through microfinance, you try to do it in a way that benefits that the government decides, it's not going to work out so well because a lot of these governments are corrupt and the money they get, they're not going to spend helping out their communities. We also got altruism. It's good. People like to know that you are helping out other people. It helps build up your reputation. And at the end of the day, doesn't it feel good knowing that you've done good for other people? Mike is going to Peru, which is one of the most successful and healthiest countries to do microfinance in because they got wonderful regulations and they've got a good investing climate. Mikey is going to use that to build up a new enterprise using microfinance. He's going to get back to the top. King Mikey's coming back, folks. King Mikey's coming back, and you'll be sorry. He's coming hot, and he's coming from Peru. So you know what? It's been fun, but I gotta run because I really like my kneecaps. go on an adventure, you and me. God, I really appreciate this, man. This is saving me a lot. So, like, can you take me all the way to Peru, or like San Francisco, Santa Fe? How far can you get me? Hey, where are we stopping?
I'm not taking you to Peru. I'm taking you to Giuseppe, Mikey.